The Morristown Green, a central park echoing with the footfalls of Washington and his compatriots during the Revolutionary War, is not merely a serene escape, but a living testament to the town's pivotal role in shaping our nation. Morristown's history seamlessly intertwines with every individual who grew up there, creating a childhood rich in the echoes of the past and a vibrant spirit of community carried forward by each successive generation. These are their stories. This is Beyond the Green.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Green, where we talk about the people and places of Morristown. My name is Peter, Morristown High School class of 1990, and you are?
And I'm Satiri, or Terry, Morristown High School class of 1987.
So just a little recap over the last week or so. 2 weeks ago, we aired the Luke Darnell interview that we did, and from what I've seen, it's gotten really good feedback. People were really happy to see Luke. They're really excited to hear about his career that is doing well. And like most of you know, Luke was part of the class of 1984. And the class of 1984 will be holding its 40th reunion in October, Columbus Day weekend. Literally talked to Steve Glynn today, informed me that they're trying to finalize some things up. They will be planning a Zoom call on April 7th. I saw them post today on Facebook about that. So I think they're going to try to finalize everything so they can give everybody all the final information. Again, it's going to be Columbus Day weekend in Morristown. If you want to sign up for it and haven't done so already, there's a link below. It's www.reuniondb.com. That's www.reuniondb.com. Also, in the upcoming weeks, we will be doing a new segment where we will be reaching out to local businesses. We'll be sitting down with them and kind of get a vibe for all the new businesses, some that are new, some that have been around for decades. We're going to sit down with the owners and kind of just do a quick little conversation like we do with all of our other guests. But the premise for this is so that everybody who either you're living in town or not living in town, you're visiting. So when you walk into an establishment, you know who the owner is, you feel comfortable, you know their story. And I think it's something that can build up the business community within Morristown. So look for those episodes in probably late April. Also, we want to wish everybody in the Christian community a happy and healthy Easter this Sunday. Now, that we got all that business out of the way, our next guest is none other than Jill Abramovitz. She is a actress who has performed on Broadway, on television. She's done local theater at the Papermill Playhouse in Millburn. She's also been at the State Theater in New Brunswick. She is an established actress with a laundry list of credits that can be found down below in her IMDb link down. You can check that out. So with that being said, folks, there's nothing more I can tell you or we can tell you that Jill can't. Once again, thanks for joining us again. And here's Jill. Jill Abramovitz, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Jill, we have to tell you, we have to be completely transparent with you. When I came to my brother back in right after Christmas between New Year's with this idea to do the show, we kind of did a brainstorming and we kind of said, well, if we do this type of show, who do we want on the show? And
this is
we
like
kind of
a dream list, yeah.
Like a dream list. And we kind of went down it and we're like, we got some advice. And let me tell you who our top three people were, okay? In no specific order. Was Craig Newworth, who created Craigslist. Dan Quinn, who is now the head coach of the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
And you.
It's not. I can't be on the same list as them.
You are. And I have to tell you, we are so blessed that you actually had made the time to be with us, that we are so grateful for this time that we can spend with you.
It's my pleasure, and I really don't deserve to be on the list with them, but I will take it.
You absolutely 100% do.
This is what makes the show even more interesting than what we
Yeah.
ever imagined. Also, special shout out to our friend Jim Berkman, who initiated contact with you. He was our
the
first
matchmaker.
episode, and so we want to make sure. I actually pinged him to see if he's available, maybe to jump on towards the end. But we'll see what happens as we go.
Yeah,
I don't really know. I don't know what pinged means. I don't. It's like text and email. No. I just want to say for the record that I am in olden days. Is all I'm saying.
So are we. You know, but we gave him a little ringy dingy for those of you.
Ringy-dingy.
Yes.
For the phone on the wall, and then you stretched it into the next room, and then the cord got
with the cord that was 3 miles long. Exactly.
Okay. That I understand.
So Jill, let's start growing up in Morristown. So whereabouts in Morris Township did you grow up?
So until I was 15, I grew up in actually though, when I was really little, when we first came to Morristown, I just passed it the other day in Morris Plains, Old Forge East.
Sure, yeah.
Yes. So that was, I have no memories of that. But then we lived in Wheat Chief Farms off Sussex Avenue until I was 15, which was just the best place to grow up. And I still dream in that house. And then we moved to further up Sussex Avenue to Bradford Estate.
So then you went to school where? You went to elementary school was where for you?
I went to Hillcrest.
Yep.
And then I went to Alexander Hamilton.
Yep.
And then I went to Frelinghuysen. And then I went to Morristown High School.
Awesome. So did you do any type of sports in high school?
Well, I mean, there was the one semester of field hockey where I was like, I am going to, I've always been an arts kid. I 100% always was in dance classes and doing shows. But I was like, I think I should be more well-rounded. So I think I should try my hand at field hockey. And I was just abominable. I was horrible. Yeah. But I think I still have my field hockey sweatshirt and I wear it with a lot of pride. Just, as a way to remember like, hey, I was like a regular person for a hot second.
Yeah. So then we go into your into theater.
Yes.
So was there a catalyst for that? Like, was it a family member? Like, what brought you to do that?
I couldn't have less of an idea. I do not come from a theater family. I mean, we have in the family tree there. Did you know that your great cousin on this side was an opera singer? But I really didn't grow up in that kind of a house. I didn't have a stage mom. My mom's not a stage mom. But it's just, I can't explain it. I mean, I guess I just had maybe big feelings that needed to be expressed. I was always highly expressive and maybe that was the place for it. It was just what I was drawn to. And I feel like that was a toolkit that I was given. Yeah.
So growing up as a kid, would you be singing throughout the house?
Always. So loud. And I remember there was somebody who I had a big crush on who I think who lived down the street and who commented like in school the next day, like I was riding my bike past your house and I heard you singing really loud.
Do you want to tell us who that was?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Because I don't think he knew I had a crush on him.
Listen, we're not TMZ here. It's not like we're going to go and stalk him in front of his house. Do you want to comment, No.
But so anyway, I was just always, and I was always doing characters and in a high, I was always in dance class, even though I'm a rotten dancer. I'm a mediocre at best dancer.
So was there I'm sure as a kid, did you go to Broadway shows and was there any show that really said, oh my God, I want to do that?
Yeah. I mean, like anything I saw, anytime I saw a live performance, I was like, that's what I do. I do that. And I think it was probably Peter Pan or Annie. And then I my story I tell all the time is that I auditioned in first grade for, they were doing a production of Cinderella, which is so funny because I did Cinderella on Broadway for 2 years. And they gave us scripts to read. And remember, in that day, they were teaching cursive.
Sure.
Like my son doesn't even know what that is. But they were teaching cursive and they called it script. And
Right.
because I was in first grade, I didn't read script yet. So I didn't audition because I was too afraid because I didn't read script, but they were just saying, here's the script. You can read from the script. And I wound up getting the part of one segment of a 5-segment earthworm. And we were covered in brown cloth. I think like our faces might have peeked out, and we got stuck around the microphone and on stage. It was a standing mic, and we all collapsed and fell to the ground. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'd like to do this for my life. This humiliation is for me. Sign me up. Yeah.
So I remember, in high school, you did, I think, something funny happened to the way to the forum.
Funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I did.
Yeah.
Well, so the big deal in high school was to get cast in the show. When Jane Wentz was the director. I mean, it was like the be all end all. And I got cast my freshman year in the chorus, which is, was amazing, which is what you aspired to as a freshman, and in Finian's Rainbow. And it was it was magical. It was magical. And like one of my best friends to this day, Emily Hellstrom, also from Morristown, she was also cast in Finian's Rainbow. And so we were in the ensemble, in the chorus, they called it, for Finian's Rainbow, and then Pajama Game the next year. And then then I got to have a part in Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. And then senior year was Whoopee, which is a show nobody's heard of. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. So then after high school, you went to UPenn. So I'm just curious. You also, when a lot of times when you hear about theatrical programs, you see a lot of people, they talk about Yale has a great program. I think Columbia has a good program. Why UPenn? Like, what attracted you to that?
Right. Well, I think at the time I was also, because the academics were so great in Morristown, I just wanted to go to a really great school for academics. I thought that, like, if I wanted to be a well-rounded person, that I should go and pursue that and know that I would maybe have something to fall back on. A lot of people in my business go to conservatories, which is a fantastic option as well.
Right.
I think that I probably, when I think about myself now, I don't think I was ready for a conservatory kind of environment. And I continued with the academics, and theater and the entertainment industry were not as strong at that time at Penn as they are now. Now it's like I know a lot of people in my business, producers, writers, performers, people. In fact, someone from Penn, a friend from Penn, just contacted me yesterday about a possible collaboration. There are many more of us now, and it's really grown and thrived since that time. But at the time, I just knew I wanted a well-rounded education, and then I always did theater when I was there. Yeah.
So,
but I did Beetlejuice on Broadway since the beginning, and my boss was from Penn, but I didn't know it. He was older than me. Sorry if he's listening. I mean, whatever. And we hadn't met until I was working for him, and he was like, "Why have we never met?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I also think I didn't avail myself of. I didn't know how to network. I didn't know how to reach out to people. But the older I get, I'm still learning how. Still trying to figure that whole thing out.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Have you gone back to UPenn to speak to the upcoming theater folks and do anything like that? I
actually went and spoke. I spoke on a panel, a Penn panel at the Museum of Broadway, which opened recently, which was really fun. It was really fun to connect, with a bunch of people from Penn, and one of whom I wound up working for. It very, suddenly the world becomes very small again. I spoke on a Penn panel, and there were a lot of people from Penn there. And then I also went back and I spoke to some of the film students because of a mutual friend, but I haven't done. I would love to go. If anyone's listening, I would love to go. I teach a lot, so I would love to go and, do a master class or come in for coaching or something like that, or to speak to students, because that would be, I love working with students.
That's great.
My most
that's
favorite.
great. Yeah. I have my own interns during the summer, and there is something to say when they come in as a blank sheet of paper. And then when you kicking back to school, and, at the end of the summer, at least, you know that you've kind of molded them a little bit to, you're giving them a little bit of your knowledge with them,
Yeah. And
But
you get to kick people, which is fun.
Yes.
The thing that I always say is, I want you to do things differently than I did. I want you to learn from the things I did wrong. And I also, I don't know, I just really love teaching. I really love the opportunity to get someone before it's solidified and to go, you see that habit you're forming here? I just want you to notice that, and let's see if we can just notice it. And, now we so much of what we do is on camera. So I can go, come look at this. See what you're doing there? Like, I wish someone had told me I did that when I was your age. And so getting in and just, they're so eager. I love, they're so eager and thirsty to learn and to improve themselves. And it's a really, I think, delicious time to work with people.
Absolutely. Especially when they come to you like a sponge like that, and they're willing to listen. That's very gratifying at the end of the day.
The most.
Yeah. So let's move forward now. So you graduate college, and you start working, you're looking for professional jobs. So the one thing we kind of did our due diligence. We went through some old interviews you did. And the one interview that
scared.
No, don't be scared. I laughed at because because in my mind, I can kind of see what you talked about, but I really want to, it's different reading it, but I want to hear it from you. And it's when you got your audition to do Martin Short's Fame Becomes Me. So in this article, it said you went in audition, and when you auditioned, Martin Short was there.
At the callback,
Yes. Did you know he was going to be there?
Yes. I assumed he would. So I went in for the first audition. I mean, it's the story is, it's too long to tell, but I will just say I missed the first round of auditions. I was out of town, and I had seen what they were looking for, and I read it, and I went, this is me. They are describing me. I do everything they say here. And I was out of town. And so they went through lots and lots of auditions, and they didn't find what they were looking for there, but for the grace of God. And so then I sort of misused that. And then they were still looking, and I got to come back in, and I had a first audition with an assistant. And I remember thinking, oh God, please let me get past, because if I know the assistant thinks that it's a match, then she'll pass me on. And so then I came in for my callback, and it was like, you walk into a room of people you idolize. And it was magic. It was one of those magic moments. Yeah.
But when you walk into the room and you realize it's him, like, I've done a lot of professionally, like public speaking, and you still get nervous, especially when there's people there. Like, did you like for lack of a better word, did you like
diarrhea?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I am. There's always there's always a little bit of that feeling. I mean, I never walk into an audition room feeling like, hey, I'm completely calm. It's just like I'm at my home watching television. I mean, there always is that adrenaline. Yeah. But I remember, you walk in and there's 10 people behind a table, and you're on the other side of the table. And so you try to take it all in and be self-possessed and be calm and not be too needy and remember what you need to do. And little by little, you start looking individually at the faces. And, when one of your, to see his face, but it wasn't just his face. It was, Scott Whitman and I don't think Mark Shaman was there. I think I saw them separately at the second callback, but like Chris Catelli, incredible, wonderful, talented people who I worshipped. And I think there's an element of faking it. There's an element of like, hey, I'm cool with this. Nice to see you, and that's part of the audition process, is getting used to just how to be, and just in any field of work, right? How to be, how to present, how to compose yourself, even though inside.
I love that you talk about still having butterflies in that feeling, even having done this for so long.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I say that is because I do a lot of public speaking. I was painfully shy until college. And then somebody convinced me to do stand-up comedy.
Fun.
And now I meet executives that look at me, executives that are much higher, C levels than what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at me and they go, how do you do what you do? As if there's no preparation or there's no, and so I always tell people, I would be scared actually if I didn't have that feeling, because it kind of sets you up. And once the curtain splits or the light comes on you and you start into your flow, then there's nothing that's going to stop you. So I love the fact that you say that as a professional doing what you do across mediums, because I think it's important for people, for a younger generation especially, who are just not used to it because either they're not doing it in their job or want to do it but are too afraid that somebody's there to criticize. I just appreciate that.
Well, the thing that I always tell people to remember is, at least in an audition experience in that setting, they're not there to criticize. They have a problem they need to solve. They need to fill this slot. They need to find this role. And so you're there to make their job easier, to go like, here's me. I can do this. I can be the person you're looking for. And the other thing that's important, for at least in my business, because the rate of success is so low, just statistically, you go to so many auditions and you're very fortunate to get cast in whatever tiny percent of those, that you have to look at it as an opportunity to do what you do, to flex your muscles and to go like, I may not get this job, but here I am. I'm getting an opportunity to work, which is, valuable.
Fantastic.
Definitely. And, like my brother was saying, I've hosted corporate events where it's Diwali day and I'm the farthest thing from Indian, but, people will say like, hey, you can carry the show. And, I did it for a few years and, I passed the torch, but people would come up to me afterwards and say, do you have professional training? And I'm like, no. I'm like, and the funny thing is I know I have like names, like I have note cards and all that. You prepare yourself, but you just, for me personally, and I don't know if it's for you, you just kind of like block everything out, and you just focus, and it just, my mind, stuff comes out of my mouth. I don't know where it came from. Not that it's like, obnoxious or it's, that I'm cursing, but like, the way like your mind works and just put stuff out there, you know what I mean? Yeah. Jokes come out of nowhere. You're like, where the hell did I come up with that? And I'm like, I don't know.
But I would argue that you're not necessarily blocking everything out, but that you are truly in that moment.
Sure. Okay.
As opposed that you are picking up the energy that's coming at you and working with it and owning yourself and just trying very hard to be in that moment. And I just want to say what you guys were saying about, executives complimenting you on your presentations. There are people in my business who do executive coaching and work with my cousin-in-law. She trains people who are not actors to speak publicly, to interact with people, to present themselves in meetings. They're really great skills to have for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know on a corporate level, there is a program that they call Master of Ceremonies that they bring in quarterly, and they make you prepare, and that's what the whole thing is, public speaking and stuff like that. Somebody has said, don't you think maybe you should go to this? It's like an after 5 to 7 p.m. type of thing, and I'm like, I said, go to it as a teacher, and people, people get no. But Joe, real quick, I just want to go through some of your body of work here because it is quite extensive.
Yeah.
So you did the TV Blacklist, Bluebloods, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, Chicago Med, Law and Order SVU. What else did you do? You just did a slew. The Good Wife you were on, and I'm going to transition this into what we call the five simple questions.
Oh, okay.
So with this body of work, with what you've done with Beetlejuice, you've done Fiddler on the Roof, the play with Martin Short. Do you feel like you've made it? No. Good.
No, I mean, not in the least. I mean, no. but I'll say that I'll say for myself, whenever I feel like, oh, I want to accomplish, I want to do, I want to this, I want to that, I write as well. So I've got that going on, and I want this show produced, and I want that show produced. I have to calm down and say, like, okay, compare yourself to where you were 5 years ago. Have you progressed? I mean, it's the thing about my business is it's very rarely like one thing that tips you over. It's just you're constantly building, then you're getting a step back, and then you're building again. So I do look at the long game of it all, and the life full of projects of it all. So no, but I also don't want to belittle myself, which I'm trying not to do, and acknowledge, like, yes, I am proud of the work that I have done, and I like the work that I have done, and I want to do more.
And the reason I asked that question, on our previous episode, we had Luke Darnell. I don't know if you're familiar with Luke. His mother, he told me, if you remember his mother, Carolyn, she ran the Worth Tyrell Dance Studio in Morristown.
Yeah, of course. But I didn't know her last name was Darnell.
Well, that's his father's
Got it. Oh, name. I went there. I mean,
he knows, and he remembers you. And and he said, ask her if she remembers my mother, Carolyn.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think about her all the time. Yeah.
Because he is also an actor. He's also a stuntman. He lives in Manhattan.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And he's also a musician. And I said, have you ever been to, off the air, I said, when I first got in touch with him, I said, do you know Jill? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I've been to a few Broadway shows that she's been in. Mm-hmm. So we asked him the same question, and his answer was exactly the same as yours.
Yeah.
And he says, and we kind of may think that it keeps him hungry and wanting to fine tune his skill even more. Yeah, but always. You know what? We'll put the two of you together. He is always. One of a kind soul. He is
amazing,
and he's amazing. Really is amazing.
That's so cool. I actually have been seeing a lot more of my friend Betsy Dollinger, who I met at the Worth Tyrell Studios, who also went to Penn, who's a producer. I mean, it's a big world, but it's a small world.
Exactly. So then moving to our next question, if we just move back to high school, outside of Miss Wentz, who did the plays with, are there one or two teachers that really you really connected with?
Yes, I loved Mr. Frendeck. Does anyone remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Frendeck. I freaking loved that guy. I thought he did such a great job of treating us like adults. Like he didn't condescend. He was very funny. He had he really he gave us the respect of not suffering fools, but also he was funny. He was himself. He never seemed to pander. I loved Mrs. Cohen French, who sadly passed away, who I loved her so much. She was wonderful and adorable and spirited and inspired a love of all things.
She was the little short lady with the white hair, right? Okay.
She didn't really have white hair, but she had funky, fabulous glasses.
Yeah.
And super stylish and just really serious about all things French culture.
Yeah.
And I also, Mr. Gordon, trigonometry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now my son is math crazy, math obsessed, and does trigonometry for fun. And I think about Mr. Gordon all the time, like Sakatoa,
Yeah. I'm sure after math, because I think he was probably on the golf. Didn't he? Was the coach of golfing? The golf club. I thought as well.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golf.
So our next question was, in high school, on the weekends, where would we find you?
Parties.
Yeah.
Parties. I was.
Yeah.
I think it was a weird combo of like goody, but also parties. But I also am aware that I was like at parties, but also highly nerdy at parties.
Yeah.
Like not a cool person by any stretch of the imagination, but I had, I think, cool friends.
Yeah.
So, many of whom I'm in touch with. I just saw Laura Lerman. I was doing
Wow.
I was doing Fiddler on the Roof at Papermill in Millburn, and she came to see me, and we like had a long, beautiful dinner and caught up.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay. So 2 more questions because I know we're pushing up against the time here.
Okay.
So
there was, but other things, but also rehearsals, and I did all-state choir and all that kind of stuff too. So like I said, like a combination of like goody nerd and okay.
Yeah. You got everything covered. So is there for you, when you look at, because I know how much you enjoy theater, is there, when you look at all the plays that have been produced over the years, is there one play in particular that you would love to do?
Oh my goodness.
Like, could you see yourself in like a remake of Evita? Could you see yourself in Wicked? Could you see yourself like what is there one that you would love to do if the opportunity came? Yeah,
I'd love to play Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd. I also would love I love doing kind of improv acting, and I like my dream would be on a television show like Curb, where you just where the plot points are. I just did a film this past weekend where we did that. The plot points were outlined for us, but then we filled it, we improv'd it, and then we set that. But we filled it with our own senses of humor and our own humanity, and it makes it so real and delicious and vibrant, and especially when you're working with really funny actors. That so an ensemble comedy. Anything ensemble comedy would be amazing. And then I really did. I one of my dream roles, which I love so much, is Golde and Fiddler on the Roof. I just did it at the Papermill Playhouse, and I loved it. And then I got one, and then I'll shut up.
Okay.
The Arthur Miller play of View from the Bridge.
Okay.
Is exquisite. It's delicious. It's beautiful, and that would be a great play.
Like when you say delicious, are we talking like Michelin star?
We are talking about poetry, uniquely American Brooklyn poetry, the language of a time and a place that is so yummy. My husband makes fun of me because he's like, "What? I don't even know what language you speak. Everything is like a soup. Everything's like a stew." Like it is. Yeah. It's a delicious, delicious play. It's beautiful.
We would get along perfectly with your husband because we equate.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
We equate everything to food. We're Greeks. So we're Greek, so everything is food to us. So.
Oh my God! Yes. Yeah. Yes. I've been watching a lot of food on Instagram lately. Yeah. Just it's my meditation. It's my peace. Watch recipes.
We'll have to introduce you to our mother. So
yes.
Yeah, she makes you weigh in and weigh out when you visit her, just so you know.
That's hysterical. I had a good friend when I was in elementary school named Zeni Kululaglu, and I used to go to her house. Yeah. And her mom would cook the most incredible, delicious food, and I still think about it all the time. Rest in peace to her mom. Yeah.
So talking about food, our last question for you. Yeah. Growing up in Morristown, what was your favorite restaurant?
Oh, that's easy. Well, Suvio's for pizza because we'd sneak off campus, and then the sandwich shop next door. What's the name of the sandwich shop?
Next to
Suvio's. That great sandwich shop. Yeah. Are you
talking about Longfellow's?
No, but you just reminded me of Long John's,
Long John's,
best subs, the best. Subs. But the sandwich shop next to Suvio's. Karen Gerwin and I used to go, she's now Karen Stupak, used to go and get like roast beef subs and so much good stuff because we would have these rehearsals on the weekends and this choir thing that I was mentioned before. And we would just, I cannot believe how much I freaking ate. Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's funny. I'd be like, I think I need an entire foot long roast beef sub, even though I'm not hungry. I feel I need to eat that.
Yeah. So funny you mentioned Karen because she's another one that I'd love to, just as an aside, get on this.
She's amazing
with the literary agent stuff that she did, and she did quite a bit of acting, as you know, in Morristown. I think just such a cool. Last time I spoke to her I went to my 30th.
Okay.
And she was there along with Mark Rader and the regular cast and crew there. That's awesome.
I'm still in touch pretty regularly, not as regular as I'd like, with Karen and Kate, her younger sister.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're the best. I love them a lot.
Well, listen, we are just about out of time here, Joe. Again, we want to thank you.
Oh my gosh, this was
for
so much
taking
fun.
the time and making a niche for us. We really, really appreciate it, and hopefully, maybe we can get you back on. Maybe talk about future projects. But again, from the bottom of our hearts, we really thank you.
Portofino's.
Portofino's. Yeah, that's on Mill Street.
We used to call it Old Standby. Sorry.
No worries. But we wish you the best of luck in all future endeavors, and hopefully we can get you back again on a future episode, again, to kind of fill in what we didn't have time for today.
Thank you.
So on behalf of Jill, my brother Satiri, I am Peter. This is Beyond the Green. Until next time, be good to each other, and we'll see you later. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.